So far, I haven't seen any fight. My constituency is next door to one of the busiest in terms of galamsey. My own personal cocoa farm.
Hey, MPP waving cannot correct. Oh, Sadi Power is here. No, me say every narco, Obia, or a member of parliament ni. Obia and Gase at the title I found honorable Bemano. So, Otantro, what is the chronoton so? No, it means I need to say, before. Sadi Pano, who's a maca honorable correct my comment section. I said, let me honorable influence, no, a being deserved. The European Union are questioning Ghana, say the illegal mining in the air course of Ghana no. So far as it stands, contaminated. And you are not saying, just a bayano, yes, no tomatoes, no, who the other was a mercury, or similar mini, who the other was a cyanide, or similar mini, or say, now the same is honey, they also share. Baby again, I'm and say on Sassano Massenina. And so as well, as Sassino in Yanano, a boy from and also Kai destroyer, Mother Sronina. For us, and also our own and come to assassinate, check Kai, Nina Munaegalam say. And to baby again, and more corner there, enter. My being some more exported by more export to cassava, more export to tomatoes, and Tamu importing.
When it comes to galamsey, I think there's something that everybody recognizes is a problem. The issue is, however, how to solve it. Ultimately, this is a political decision. What I can say is that we, EU, us and member states, we stand ready to help Ghana addressing this issue because we recognize its seriousness, both security-wise, environmentally speaking, but also in the end for reputational issues and for the wealth and prosperity of the country.
I agree with you on that because we're taking a look at some of the scientific reports, and it gives you a sense that you look at some of our farm produce now, that's, galamsey is wreaking havoc in that space as well. But we know that some of our farmers export some of these vegetables, some of these items out of the Ghanaian market into the European market, for instance. And that's why some of the exporters are worried that given the speed at which this illegal mining issue is going to, if care is not taken, it may affect some of our exports because some other countries may be skeptical about.
I would hope so. I wouldn't get like Ghanaian or European consumers to eat sweet potatoes with mercury residues in them. I wouldn't want any consumer to have polluted goods, farm products. So yes, it will impact your exports, and yes, that's why we need to address it.
Now Ghana that point to the import you. And when you go import be still you don't do ha. And it's a question you now contaminated out. Well, let like this movie because you need to get the crown so you go to get the credit and you. Yes, you got it. Say if you are not going Ghana, have them go and send you to talk. Now say I call a crabber. But according to the European Union, say Ghana, I'm making sure I'm finding me say ways and the galamsey in that. Or tonight, I call say I finish and there. Ghana, you risk a lot. Say galamsey, ever say you na. Already, the Agric Minister Eric Opoku Adikai Akasa on this particular subject say, look, even though there's a wide outcry, say Ghana yensa say no the way I say enough and ni enso no, you are damaging to that extent say you say, but according to Agric Minister Honorable Eric Opoku say, baby, so far, Wama environmentalists for soil scientists for Abe Rewe and say asinimo hwe na tenimo amso. Bibia that we are correct as it stands now. Enti emprempren de yenya wura mu deep enti eye kakra na emom no say ya hweye ende galamsey ni ntem ane de de beba no ye na ye jejireje na anu ya na yan ye attitude ye subantantan sikadodo sikape ye pese baagufo ngo anya di nti ye wie ma ye Ghana fo ni na galamsey akuye but enu sunti another national anti-illegal miners a friend's operation secretariat and as a task force for them. As so can't charge ya, or much charge, or much yes, no man is a vandal Muslim here. And yeah, why who be as a friend say galamsey side. excavator chamfa yo ye beje. But before that, you will say, hey, galamsey dey chali, you be come bro. Name of 4 years more, blue water gas 4 years more. But galamsey no, boss I have buy and tip you. Just yanti die. Who had the ya galamsey ye be? And man before Nkwala say galamsey koso na ye hwe say di galamsey be excavator twin na tewie ya na say na tewie be go say dese. Who go pion galamsey say just one friend no okoba ase. Almost sense na te na no mo say mo wa tunya gold nkakra. Ana maya tuobu omo so na me say okay. Baby adru no at some point I say you adwene hu say look, one stopping galamsey is 100% the right or the fighter Ghana must pursue. But again, the question is, say, ye end galamsey anywhere. This number of people, the chunk of them, no, ajuma be no mba because we are looking more like people who are desperate to find food to eat than people who are ready to make money. Unkan tell me say, obi ebe tu galamsey na wie, afa usike na wie. Ase na akota ase no, eno na be mo ye. We for survival, we enye for money making. Campaign for the financier for Nasoti baby. Wherever we be ya choma de elo mukwa. They are looking for livelihood, they are looking to survive. How are we going to keep on pressuring these people, leaving those who have the money to bring the excavators in? But when they so ema omo ne kwa wo so omo be we na child deformity akwala ni ti eye2 ne nsa eye20 omo anka emotionally omo be so affected by Maya. So even if they know, you can say illiteracy ni ho. Ni a church mo ya aware. Say the galamsey etimi di bani mpo a. Who you certain, who you sure? Say wonya aduani ni oni sika wo no ho. Na say so o mese galamsey anua, o say wie na so purupum gagara obenya gold a. You sure so obejai. Eho ana asem no but eduma no mguso mo ye. Na National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretariat. Omo task force no so akopie mu our Amenfi Central. No go pay more Amenfi Central no China for the will light like. This is one Ghana we China. Meaning say China no Ghana na expect years a day. Am go for any nkete omu dia ye kwa no mudim. China for nyama do say galamsey you omu dai. Enti na mo for go pay mu Amenfi Central no. Chinese ni eka ho. 4 Ghanaians eso eka na him say dey bia no ye go enko. Ye connection mine. Scanning pen kesi o. Ye say China for scan kesi namra. No me start business na go bo omno ngo hine no. Omu hine ni wie na say mas ohine ni sika kakra o envelope mu a. Na be bo omno motu gold no. Omu to no sika kesi no do ni na akọ. No motu e kaketu e bi ni yate. Na ya say ase bo omu. Ase ase o. No mo ye tam no mo say sika na akọ.
Na ene dade wo be kopre mu wo oye krobia owo Oyo Forest Reserve or Amenfi Central District or Western Region na Ukraine din de oyo Bayere Eja na Bayere Eja the Forest Reserve no the one see another Forest Reserve Amenfi Central and our Western Region and Ghana he nyinara no so yedu ho kwa ya ho pa na wokwe kodu forest no mu ampara wokwe no chede another gangs wo share the forest no mu sabe what is say your forest lu bundiegu na what say insu other hono na obi be say oya asefem wo kodru hono obi be say wo tum wo hu oya 5 good excavators that we see the forest no mu woru bundiegu yakru from left right back and front woru bugu na nyame ya adoma Chinese ni odi wonanyim one second no oye Chinese ni kor nkafo me di wogwane na one second oye nyimpa 4 oye Ghana fo so anan wodi ka oye Chinese ni ho na nyama wotum wosizi apart from excavator abnabro ni ma bodo achrewi one second oye motorbike kor one particular vehicle no eya wodi ba oye Amenfi ikronomu na wada fanyama di fi walk once a time pump machine so wenye bi fuel tank kese no so wotum wosizi dem fuel tank no na grease gun Yes, a Greece Ghana, a way to be either or today, pump icing Ghana, no so what was easy. Now, car washing machine, hydraulic oil excavator, central board, now monitor, which you watch it, the main nara. Many of the say what they, the monk of nara, what the one rubber, or Accra, minority, we go down what the one rubber, or Accra. Wash there. On yada way the gather among you Sunday. Your forest reserve, it's a place to be Obi say, when you there, you entertain another young grow home, Obi Bessin can't foreigners, what about the name and up, Mamma Tweety? What about the name and away that? Why your mom when Uncas away that what pet? Now, be also, what could pray more, our Sidama Mecano, Ashanti region.
Okay.
Now, Ashanti region, no. Another gang. Now, I've never been here. That kaya until be a president and stakeholders share no. NAIMOS na president Shabode. What the oil 400 men now what to ace. The 400 in a watch church womu. Me your case watch 21 different groups. In the Ashanti region, no. What could pray more oil. In Carrier district, our Achoma Mponia, Wako Prim. Now, also what there, forest reserve will be our forest reserve will be our and see Wako Prim or them forest reserve no more. Them forest reserve, now what a baby today, I'm here futu. Wakwa ko no so wadru ho no na nyimpa wo ho de we gwan efi ho otande obi ba say onam distance wotumi taking one or take on by 8 hours from Ikrono to the Biana nkofo ne hye nti wokodu one achada watsin come on one put the work dada na so nyame nchade wakwa ko dru ho no wotum waje oye heavy pumping machines oye heavy mekade ma what is share oye ship engine no mu no the machines ni bi na what pump issue what if forest no mu na what say your forest sande chemical what do gumu no wakwa akwaje na menka we there say ehwe da me bie ya ma boya oye Nkaria district ho ya ma bo oye ahwefutu ho ya until there somewhere September Gangi Alankasado, another NAIMOS, Wakoho, Pekwa, operation. Madam operation, which was Sasan Coffin Cofu Bebri. What few Yara, Nem Bimoso Asan, Wako Roho. Worry you, Jumaniti, Waka there, no, Damano Seda, no. I think there is hard timer. Over there, Mankasami observation. Over there, Nimpano Dawson. Now so, Car, Jumankasa Nede, Osa. NAIMOS I will only plead to government there. Over to watch it. No one more car more got 400. Then be more tense the hall. I win your car one quarter. No be better sabi. 1-2 group no cry na OJ. So this will be my observation. And now we feel what crunk the activity there. At so I will move community when you nara. We two walk off ready when you nara excavators. Now pumping machines na nyama owo ho awadi ye this particular illegal mining we gini na we do until so far na dey ya beka there NAIMOS we dwumeja ene da okodo a wotum wo rage nkofo chiche nkofo yiji excavators free forest no mo no ebi na abnabro ni me dey abrawu
okay na we are see hu ai ka said ai he what former MP Edema Bekwai Joseph Osei Owusu said baby no kwenya mienu menga so obo anyantro so far I haven't seen any fight against galamsey hey MPP we bin kanokre oh sadi po we say no me say every narco uhu obi a oye member of parliament ni obi anka say e title I feel honorable be man so otantro what is the chronometer no so no ntimi sanity say odi for say nipa no hu say maka honorable correct me comment section na say na me honorable ni free so no e bin deserve say be from honorable you can make a case and say look Ebi a galamsey fight and how you expect it. Say a fast, a bit slow at the mouth. I understand. It makes sense. Maxi says Oldboga say galamsey fight. Ebi you are expecting state of emergency. I understand. It makes sense from your perspective. Maxi says Oldboga say galamsey fight. By now, Ebi can say more clean water bodies. I understand. But to say hey, over people naked to that may audience in him. We are aware. Say every single day or two, the National Anti-Illegal Miners Operation Secretariat. I do want more baby. I'm going to be updated back. So I am seeing it. I can see the results. And so the crash I say, what do you mean? So they here. But the German America, according to yourself, or say, oh, to former MP, and the member quiet, say, NDC for say, or more opposition, or man not 10 and trophy, or Muka said, baby, or Muka said, the any de kunyana momo monso of galamsey afia den rhetorics and mama yemre and a process and a event and buafu bebrebe omuntimi nyepe na mo mi de nka mahu bi de mahu ze fight eguso ekoso wie na ewie so mo na so wie ba fight ne wallahi talai honorable o ntwantro mi de mahu bi amunya ntro ni twano but honorable de so hu ye na me se ne wan ekoka. So comfort is a call.
So far, I haven't seen any fight. My constituency is next door to one of the busiest in terms of galamsey. My own personal cocoa farm. I visited there about 2 weeks ago, and I've never seen as much devastation before. The last time I was there was about a year ago, and when I went back recently, it has like quadrupled. Every space along the route is mined. I don't see absolutely no activity of anybody preventing or stopping anybody. Absolutely nothing happening, at least in the areas where there was nothing happening. Sometimes I find it funny for those of us sitting in and around Accra and theorizing. I think they should go into the ground, visit the places. I encourage everybody to take the route. There's a place, Bekwai or Bus, and young Quanta Bus Road, get to Amponya Junction, just take that route through to here, 14, mile 40 and things. And after that, if the person thinks that anything is happening, he should just come and announce it.
After say Honorable Joseph Osei Owusu, I'm trusting only Ohu, galamsey fight, be I say a course one. And I'm so, oh, my pay evidence and famano. Ogo Piemu NAIMOS for in the eastern region. About last week, almost stopping no less than 6 galamsey sites no more pretty actively in galamsey. I say your water bodies almost stop you in a simple and short. I want to ask you where western region now our eastern region one no. Hey, almost fighting to kwai man to kwanu kwa ya kama ma. But can you make say almost our eastern region? The National Anti-Illegal Miners are say task force one. Or more eastern region. Oh, mugo so amuko hunda kwa gidigidi. Ogo pemwa river owura. Ayo abisim near Achim Akropong. Sounds way I correct. As it stands now, we be able to know. Kamiaka say water is colorful, not colorless. As a water near color, because first, no, that I'm saying the water is brown by color. But water is colorless, water is odorless. But water way in color, a blue. Any yard encouraging, and I'm saying, Monfa video, remove a friend say, former MP Mamba Quai. Say, Osi who fight away. Video ya mitroi just a few months ago na so na support all. But and then so anything I can cry because Eastern region how are NAIMOS for ready all the galamsey sites no the reason the evidence and the unhu eti honorable na unhu bi o maboa wo bi yeah according to Papa your friend Alexander Akwesi Akwa or say manka or say ube piemu our achimoda or you vindicated and they say the kura other was Obi fa tete for no for president. John Dramani Mahama John Ababio John Kwame Nkrumah. On can say galamsey na person stopping no. Me auntie say no go with Mabo. Oni galamsey phone pesika buta. O pesika rough nti. Oni galamsey phone go so say okay niki. Also na see na focus aside we. What who the number of galamsey site omuredi here. Or see we na me kan ya na man for say me boa enu ni. We a government appointee President John Dramani Mahama ni wish ni dream ni hope say obefra kunya so by 2028 eno se Ghana for yepenema ne konkon dia ebedu sa time na galamsey wa ending no ni MC ya ono yi ne so mmeme ye adwuma fa nyine nanam no adwuma on so ye on so pesika gudi botom o se wa ye vindicated ne ho so watini ho afrim enti obi encounter president say OMC o misbehave or involved in galamsey one kan ho answer man for mama papa be ha government kwa amanfo benya disbelief galamsey fight no as a president wa onya wadwene all because o appointee o MC ya o appointee no why ono de quick money o pesika gare o pesika dama o pesika diewu enti ono galamsey for no omukona ekra na saa
adope course aba me so no nya de keto a kire say wonim say galamsey ntokwadie but fato me ho so sometimes I have accusations from people from everywhere chairman me maka na me sisu dia de bia say ye wa ba mu at least in the 4 years of my MPship there was no galamsey
no me so for 2 minutes etifi ho na ye mbra ye common
there was no galamsey in Achimoda de bia meka bia ni be di echini.
So there
was no mining in Achimoda.
There was no mining in Achimoda.
Oh, honorable.
Yes, Sampa.
Oh, honorable.
There was no mining in Achimoda. I am the member of parliament for Achimoda.
Oh, that's a region in
Achimoda.
Me regional secretary, regional chairman for
Minim. Na say what here what dey be.
Achimoda, I find am more too good.
It mean can say.
It at one point now honorable who say afi mining eba Achimoda.
Prekope.
Efie be say ni.
Prekope won dey ba. Oh, fie be busu mi ya fie bu. Dey man no be here.
Since last year nyina na omuntu.
Dey man ye ni kwa ko ho no say. Ba ku bia e koso wo kwan ho pe. Kwan chepe a wo ko da school a. Udnam kwan ho uhu. Ena emrantie wo krom ho ne ahoho bia begu krom ho a anope bia no mukura de editu omfa say jigo se de insa adua bia mabo no anope bia no omnam sa de no e de kusku e de nante monte so de se ne nkwala ekwa school bag e de kusku na che se eye adwuma aba bebo abetena ankrofo ye na we ya ekoso no se aba se ye MC no echi galamsey na waji sika no wagya no chairman wo ha adie we no be frɛ me I'm calling on the president any security agency say omo investigate because me last 2 weeks me who say MC no TV so kasa wachi excavators bi no money ade emma me call da ekoye me investigation. The police told me say omo say excavator biaba besi police station ho a night before the next morning no na ini ho and there are records of those that excavator
and a police for who say the excavator besi
ho
abesi station ho and obi an cash yan chom no so ambisa obi
over the head of the security in
the commander for commanding any Obama Kenya
and make sure so we have to investigate it.
No, you see
we have to investigate it.
No, I understand the politics going on in Achimoda between MP and MC. And fair MC in here. It is not fair.
Oh, chairman,
because I know the MC. So what I make and there's no single government appointee or appointment man. Obeka say on making efforts say on one say fighting galamsey.
Okay, so chairman, I'm telling you, say accusation here be. If you mama party for
and the what a daily guide.
Yes.
And the what a first crusading guide.
Yes.
MPP paper.
Yes.
And the what MPP paper. No. You see some of these things.
Chairman, I have the audios.
I said, Jessica.
From the people who are accusing himself. Omo akuti Jessica. Ma we release omo excavator.
We can do all our politics, all our local politics.
No, Chairman, this one goes beyond local politics. This is galamsey. As I said, minim say mo ba any abre was ade hu a. Don't trust say attribute this to local politics.
No, but
that is what I'm saying.
For some time now.
Who are the regional chairman of NDC?
Yeah.
In Eastern Region. Of that constituency, and you're one of the biggest constituencies in Eastern Region. You must take an interest. You must take an interest. Yes, your party, readily, you will not want to accept and say that's what it is. But you see, this is beyond local politics. Besides local politics, our national platform so that I don't do that.
But that is what he's doing, and it's not fair because
you see,
UTV a big station.
He
may not get the opportunity.
Come on!
I don't know the opportunity side of the story now. And it's unfair. It's unfair. It's not part of the things that we are discussing.
No, and I make sure say at least it's come up in the newspapers, and the pay. I have been engaged in a lot of other media houses who think that this is my constituency, and I quite to say I've been vindicated. Because my car
vindicated to say
because my car say some down a man for emphasis serious. So now
what you say a man for choma juna baso say galamsey.
Yeah, now who can and you have party folks who are on tape saying say MC,
allegedly, and that is
why I am calling. That is why I am calling. That is why I am calling on the president. I am calling on the security agencies.
Yes.
Nano, you call local government committee. Ebuakwa South MC by. Many no dancer was Wodie or Kasa the party chairman ba the galamsey site or Nwakwa Kokotususa. I do a cow video so today I'm being told to say he was misrepresented. I did a cow video so because that video I saw I call viral. I mean who you beside the question. It is there. And then you confirm say Eyampa o party chairman ba site and I will call Kotususa. Maybe abaso, but I am saying say go beyond that. Want to be general more ye prosecuted for galamsey purposes. It won't so nipa na wini no would they take away the NDC chairman's son's tag. Na corporate street nipa no a wo say oya galamsey. Na say ebi epie mia me hona no a I should keep quiet about it. Especially
it's not
when,
like I said now it's an allegation ain't
and I make sure so I am calling on the security, I am calling on the president to come and investigate this.
And you follow up and all yourself more so be probe.
One of the questions you keep asking me, where MPD that we are haven't you asked me?
Of course,
and that is why they say
I need to report to my security agencies now.
Hearsays and accusation just because your local politics are here. Yeah, the yes side we can't solve it.
Chairman,
but
you see, my challenge is that you see, NAIMOS,
do you think say a honorable aqua or ne MC what problem ana?
For some time now, my follow or give and take on different matters. Not only
give and take.
Honorable, and you see, we must be real.
Chairman,
also our radio station, almost every time they are on this particular MC. We all follow. We follow Community FM. Near my cost and some more cafe MC no and no one we now we follow.
Chairman.
So there are local issues.
Chairman.
For me, I feel say it's not healthy. MC, you are going to work for the next 3 years and you need to work together. Sometimes
working together does not mean say I should not talk about it.
The active politician. But for now, the people of Oda, and they will need you, the MP, and then the MC together to work. But say and I say for all the next 3 years, and then I'll down for Beben.
Chairman, so I am telling you, sir.
It's honorable. Yes.
I am telling you, sir. if we have to work together,
we will investigate.
That is what I'm happy with.
For me, I felt.
I am happy with it.
Okay.
So what policies say I'm going to investigate?
Escalating this matter here, it was unfair.
Okay,
that was also going to investigate, and I will follow up.
Okay.
I will follow up because at the end of the day, from what you are saying, you are thinking say local politics.
But it is not because
I haven't brought local politics to national platforms. So, have you ever heard me talk about local politics? I don't. But this one, galamsey is a national issue. And if he is found culpable, why shouldn't I talk about it as a member of parliament?
Now you have not found it culpable.
You ask me every time I talk about galamsey, say MP, it is a ne. You say, wow, that security are also fighting galamsey. This is what you are doing. I need to talk about it, and I need to bring the attention of the presidency, the national security for to this.
Okay.
And I want to regional chairman. So you also have a role to play in this.
Okay.
Eti galamsey fight na eguso. Eguso e ko so. Na be 7 hot so. Na we ni na no warning. About warning kakraka pa anya warning fa. Free the European Union. Say no Ghana baby illegal mining na kwakoduru no. Galamsey no danger na dey ba na ase nyehu yi. Ebo ekokọ ba ya se yente ye. Ya so ya den. Kokọ na ebo no speed na dey ba ebe ba tsunami. Ebe chen earthquake. Ada ye be hu se galamsey na take full effect. Sada no. Wo we say say wo kan wa say wo say we ya say o. Ada ya cholera. Wo say we o. Obego ada me liver. Obego we say obego ada ya kidney. O say the way ye ba be bre no. Say ye nyai rough na an cha say ya amfati against galamsey ye wo ne na ye ba be wo. Ana me say abo ye ba ton bayre ne bia bam. Ai. Be ton bayre bia bam gas ye nkwa ne be wu. Ye ne be wo abamu. But Ghana, your president John Dramani Mahama said, "Sa fight against galamsey we must win and save guarantee for that reason." Now we are 24 friends and brand new pickup cars or the 250 motorbikes at the county command National Anti-Illegal Miners Operation Secretariat Task Force for no. So money no make sure say ebeboa am mind galamsey. Don't forget. Now we are soon as Sami Demfi in the gold board. So sika 5 million Ghana cedis. And can sika 50 billion. At the command NAIMOS for some money. Now, galamsey the most stop you. Say the extra 5 pickups at the county. Can John Dramani Mahama 24 no one is a 29 pickup cars no so far. I go the National Anti-Illegal Miners Task Force for you. And the one there, baby, you simple. And so far so, Bimania so much more no. They a lot of corruption scandals. You did for more, and they are making sure say baby galamsey many information biano or merashi no ma stop galamsey no omo kwa soldier for dim police for dim blue water guard for esu dim ana friends environmental protection agency for dim Ghana Water Company for NAIMOS for no other state institutions are omo so much interested that omo na mo field this lands, natural resources and our environment no omo na involved omo making sure say the NAIMOS ebetima ye aduma ama galamsey yetima end no. I don't know if the motive, the ulterior motive, to stop galamsey or to minimize galamsey. For now, I can confidently say you're minimizing galamsey, but have you stopped it? No. Can we stop it? Yes. Possible, but for me, I think the fight and I say you're taken for granted. After arresting a whole lot of people from doing galamsey, what is next for them? They'll go back. Say trust me, they'll go back. Galamsey areas no upeo. Now friends say more than inhabitants on that particular community. If you don't give them alternative, now take away their livelihood. Say the ebema won didi kakra no. What dey from mun say ma so onkoye den. Onkoye den. Enti ye say stop galamsey. Ni ase alternative, and this is why I think say Alan Cheremantin, formerly of the Movement for Change, formerly of the MPP, and the United Party. Papa no say 10 key points no me kind of fear. Me kind Emma want to say look, there are some of the points that I think say the government of the day, John Dramani Mahama and the government in class, Now so we invite no munya proper understanding woman. Na idea because one of the points was don't just end the galamsey without giving them a different opportunity to work on. So would you galamsey ni from say mama for more recruit mo. I'm going to say yes no. Plus supervisors. Get them let them be paid. Chuamuka yi kakra. Say be they don't feel like say I can train some see na nakua oh and the necessary galamsey ni cry chain your muyi maneme ho kakra mo because the main galamsey is nanga so muyi aduma no ye ma ke on pay day yes ka kese bi ani the only thing says oji 500 Ghana pay day na oji 1000 Ghana pay day kura na obo be ni na it will so ade chi ko am say sika but the bottom line is sika na omunya ni economic environment na omote no the last time is they be American the last time I call Western region one guy made 2,500 cedis. He says this pay. But in every single day, biano, Sikana will make it no. Not spending more than says who take the number of days now. Who did this kind spending more than that. But a show boy go say boy a boy the other boy a patadani grace one the boy and to scan your many about obeying this 1 week na manasa. And they say oh make it just gala and galamsey you. Na economically here set niema wo a unti bia na me ko galam say say double to go say ba 5 Ghana na mato bibi jeje o na 3 Ghana na kwa guso here price say famra from o say 5 Ghana me to but because of say o galam say there u born 5 Ghana obeto born say ska su go fi akwalansu so the only way we can end this galamsey is to make sure say alternative no a bit closer but there should be alternative at least there should be. You keep on saying, oh, make complain. Eduma ni Ghana, eduma mguzo amoya galamsey no, and any reasonable excuse. Indeed, it is not. It is not reasonable excuse. But are we also pretending we don't know that this nation, there are unemployment association for Ghana Hayati unemployment association. I will say school now baby no nya eduma, tuba beka association ho. Nya to aso ye ma ako. It is a man for we are motete different areas are. Omunya aduma ya dey na ma office galamsey for no omume different. They are not different. They are not living in different planet. Ghana ya no. In fact, most of the galamsey areas look like a remote areas. Do you expect this opportunities bebe and all? Yes, farming or now we be na be going to farming. Yantia na go farmers ni bi twom nua etugu because farming was not lucrative. Yantia na man for don to say we mo pe man for mama to a ye kodwom ntosu ni o but ntosu abu market afum. And we shouldn't be pretending as if say farming look lucrative for Ghana. The only people are farming lucrative more commercial farming. Now here upon here peasant farming on the way. And them young guys are more to peasant farming so scan hino munya. Obabo ka be in so anto eni na ewu. Eti 5 different ways. Be more an opportunity, job opportunity. Amoma let's not just end the galamsey. Let's find alternative for them. Now you should know one enemy. Is it the people who are stepping in the field to dig the holes and ask more financing auto excavators? You know, we know. We can help. We can solve it. You're trying to say you're trying the European Union of work. I have found falasano. You're to one and we are not say I'm panapa. Naminu, I ni capreno. Bobenini and one morning bankuna ni dokuna edino. And one soon I ne. Yes, galamsey any sign at the name a home bakery anyway woman. And ye be dear by December 31st day. Not the 89. Yen Nadia who call neither you got promise. Galamsey, I see a stopping. Galamsey must end. For comments, no to comment section. I say, we are subscribing, like it. Nasema unya NAB. The National Anti-Illegal Miners Operation Secretariat Task Force for Egusua Omu Echi Galamsey for Pana, Omachi China ni at Ghana for 4 Edaka Omaji excavators, and so far so good. And so ni be anything wine. Any air clear. Pa and baby Akaka come there. It look likely say bet ma fight a winning against Galamsey. More of him, all of him ana. Why a naked truths our Oldboga trends. Edino eba kope Maxi Billian Macau bye bye.